It is Saturday, the 13th of January, 2024, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us here and watching on the Jamaican Diaspora live online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm, and we're happy to have you with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora live online on Power 106 FM. This is the program created especially for you. Yes, you, and even you. The idea is to generate a greater level of cooperation and synergy and just a general sense of togetherness as a family, a Jamaican family, home and abroad. And we thank those who continue to play their part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race, as our national pledge says. And so we want to use the opportunity of the capacity of the program at this time of the morning to get in the usual advisories and notices so that members of the diaspora and those right here in Jamaica and elsewhere can position themselves to fill whatever roles need to be filled and on. But first, we're going to, as we said, give you the notices, and we're also going to give you an idea of just some of the stories trending here in Jamaica, some of the news items you might not have caught or otherwise paid attention to. So we're going to do that right now. So the front page of today's Gleaner, not my call. Anderson distances himself from injunction barring JFF elections tomorrow. And there is a picture of mirth on the front page. Whatever the joke was, must have been quite funny. Raymond Anderson, Vice President of the Jamaica Football Federation, who in this picture is sitting next to Pat Garrell, along with Dave Cameron and Carvel Stewart. Dr. Sharon Lewis, who was addressing the monthly sitting of the Portland Municipal Corporation yesterday, made the call against the background of the undetected arrival of 3 groups of Haitians who landed in eastern Portland during the latter part of last year. PM assures students of job security. That's another story in today's Gleaner. Wholeness warns. However, PM assures students of job security. Holness warns, however, of crime in that better Jamaica. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has expressed optimism regarding the future employment prospects for Jamaican students, asserting that more than 90% of them will have opportunities in the labor market. We'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to We have a right to a healthy environment, and the law so don't break our limit. If you have an issue, make a complaint. Let's work together to protect Jamaica. We have a right to a healthy environment, and the law so don't break our limit. We have to do our part to keep the place clean and take care of our island safe.
We all have a right to a healthy and clean environment. Report any issues to the authorities if you feel your rights have been breached. Call the Jamaican Environment Trust for more information.
The Gina Newspaper Iconic Award is one of the most prestigious awards presented to sports icons annually. Watch TVJ, TVJSN, and One Spot Media on Friday, January 19 at 8:30 p.m. to find out who will be the 11th recipient of this highly prized award. Brought to you by VM Group, J. Red Nephew Limited, Wisinko Group, Jamaica Pegasus Hotel, Main Event Entertainment Group, FYI Consultancy, and the RJR Gleno Communications Group. Wherever you go, shine. In tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks. Wherever you go, shine. Oh, baby.
Hello to Grace Shim, who is tuned in, saying intermittent Facebook stream. What a... no, well, it's streaming is up again. I'm not sure what happened there. Thank you very much for your message. Patrick Maitland says, good morning, my friend. Good morning, Patrick Maitland. He says, Happy New Year and more blessings for 2024. Same to you. Beverly in Toronto, Canada says, good morning, Sir D. Hope you're not shoveling out from the snow today. No, we're not. Grace Shim says, happy Sabbath, Mr. Malcolm. Nice Windsor knot. You're very kind. Greetings in reference to my tie, of course. Greetings from the rainy, chilly sun coast of Sarasota, Florida, says Grace Shim. I saw some posts recently of multiple car wrecks in Jamaica, a bus in a ditch, car in fire. The homeland has the highest recorded automobile accidents. Remember, they're no longer referred to as accidents. They're crashes or collisions. So the homeland has the highest recorded automobile crashes and collisions and death rate in the Americas. So it's the crashes and death rate in the Americas, according to a PAHO survey. Driving on the corporate area streets is not for the faint-hearted, not to mention the bad road conditions and overcrowding. People need to heed the road code and adhere to safe practices, not drive like it's race day at Vernham Field. Walk good. Thank you, Grace Shim. Diana McIntyre Pike says, good morning, Sir Dervan and all our diaspora brothers and sisters. May God bless you all for your commitment to our country, Jamaica, which needs prayers and support for our communities, especially for the youth. Thank you very much, Diana McIntyre Pike, for your message. And as she says that, I inadvertently tapped on a button on Facebook here, or a tab, and I see a bus which apparently nosedived, so it seems, off a bridge and into a ditch. And this is a tour bus. It's usually very, very rare when one such vehicle ends up in a major crash or collision. But we're seeing a picture of that. All right, let's continue and greet our other listeners who have joined us. Opal Shaw says, a pleasant morning, Sir Dervan. A very cold morning in the Atlanta region. I can just imagine, Opal Shaw. Hope you're keeping warm. Angela says, surprise, surprise. Good morning, all. She's trying to tell us she's still in Jamaica. She's not in Toronto, Canada. I don't think she's going back to Toronto at all, at the rate at which she is going here in Jamaica. Welcome home, Angela. Gordon A. Charlene says, greetings, Dervan. Sorry. From New York City. Hello to your listeners from all over the world. Thank you very much, Gordon, Charlene, and all the very best. Some other message that have come in. No, I think we read those already. So let's move on. Right, so let's go back to the Gleaner to wrap up our revision of the stories. Let's see. KSAMC probing Barnett's housing development. The controversial St. Andrew housing development undertaken by suspended National Water Commission NWC boss Mark Barnett and his wife is already the subject of an internal investigation by the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, KSAMC, the local authority disclosed yesterday. The investigation is looking into reports, inspections, and approvals related to the construction of the apartment complex at 11 Charlemont Drive in Hope Pastures, the KSAMC said in a statement. The statement did not indicate when the probe started. Mayor of Kingston and chairman of the KSAMC, Senator Delroy Williams, disclosed too that the entity is involved in a dynamic and ongoing review process of the administrative regime for building approvals. Mowat committed to curbing rise of criminal activities in Hanover. Once considered the safest parish on the island, in 2023, Hanover had the highest percentage increase in murders, although not the highest number. And let's see other stories. Let's look at the Good Heart section of the Gleaner. Beauty Entrepreneurs, NCB Foundation, grant a wish for teen moms. And lots of pictures and smiling faces there. As we go to the diaspora page in today's Gleaner. Task Force recommends focus on racialized groups, inclusion. And the story is Marie Clark Walker, a veteran Jamaican Canadian labor leader, has expressed satisfaction with the recommendations of a task force set up to undertake the most comprehensive review of Canada's Employment Equity Act since its introduction. Walker, who was part of the team which submitted its final report to the federal government in December 2023, highlighted two main areas of impact. And also on the diaspora page, the ethnic penalty we Africans still pay. And there's a picture of about three students, two girls and a boy, apparently seated in class. The ethnic penalty, we Africans still pay. You can read at your own leisure. Quickly, the letter of the day, the letter of the day: content generation, misinformation, and ballistic podiatry. It sounds like a lot to unpack. This letter from Bernie Smith in Parksville, British Columbia, Canada. The other letters to the editor: resume writing and interview skills, sore areas for job seekers. Hone student leadership for holistic development is another letter to the editor. And the NSWMA's garbage collection challenges. The editorial in today's Gleaner questions, what about traffickers? What about traffickers? In the first week of 2024, 20 illegal guns were seized by local police. It's the kind of headline that gives reason to hope in the ability of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, to get the country out of the current security nightmare it faces. But when one examines the statistics, the story that emerges puts a face on crime that is totally disconcerting. Guns, including assault rifles, were found in St. James, Clarendon, St. Elizabeth, Kingston, and St. Andrew. Or is it, hold on, St. Elizabeth? And this just says Saint, there's an error here. Or a missing word. And days later finds there were reported in Manchester and St. Catherine. In the end, we wonder whether capturing 20 guns will make any dent in the flow of illegal guns. And you can read on for more from the editorial of today's Gleaner. The columns, today's columns, Tony Dale, the subject, Trump and follow suit, and Ronald Sanders writes about action on criminal gangs and guns. The caption says, action on criminal gangs and guns is urgent. There are pictures of the opposition leader, the prime minister, the tourism minister, the mayor of Kingston, VM group representatives, and there's a picture of members of the legal fraternity, members of the judiciary. Very nice photos. S Hotel is best all-inclusive Caribbean resort. That's the word from USA Today. Regulations to remove microplastics from personal care products soon. Man gets 15 years for setting girlfriend on fire. Oh, goodness. Minister calls for earlier introduction, support for agriculture in schools. We'll leave it there for now and come back with more after the break.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
6:30 in the morning here at Broadcast House 32, Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 1:30 p.m. in Kyiv, Ukraine.
In
Introducing the Keyplex line of products distributed by Newport Verse and Jamaica Limited. Keyplex Jumpstart to get your plants off to the right start. KP120 to promote root growth and plant development. 350 DP, chock full of micronutrients to maintain your crops. KP625 with micronutrients for your citrus trees, other fruit trees, nut trees, and corn. Plus Blossom Formula with chelated calcium, chelated magnesium, and boron for a wide variety of row and tree crops. The Keyplex line of products distributed by Newport Verse and Jamaica Limited, the first on the land.
The Gleaner Newspaper Iconic Award is one of the most prestigious awards presented to sports icons annually. Watch TVJ, TVJSN, and One Spot Media on Friday, January 19 at 8:30 p.m. to find out who will be the 11th recipient of this highly prized award. Brought to you by VM Group, J. Red Nephew Limited, Wisinco Group, Jamaica Pegasus Hotel, Main Event Entertainment Group, FYI Consultancy, and the RJR Gleaner Communications Group.
Wherever you go, shine. In tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks. Wherever you go, shine. Oh, baby. You need to know, shine. Anything you want to be.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. Paul Miles of the eponymous Paul Miles Foundation says, "Good morning, Dervan and all listeners." To you too, Paul Miles. And he says to Angela, he says, Angela Josephs is now a returning resident. She says she's going back, but she's in no hurry. We can all see that, Angela. And Paul Miles says, I'm in Canada, will be back in the USA soon. And Angela says, Paul Miles was in your neck of the woods, Portland, the other day, went rafting on the Rio Grande. Right. Well, it's good to have you Jamaicans from the diaspora having a grand time in Jamaica. Welcome home and all the very best. Evan Sterling says, big thanks for the Paul Miles Foundation. Yes, Foundation is doing a tremendous amount of work. There is no doubt about that. Violet White says, pleasant good morning, Dervan. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Thank you very much, Violet White in St. Thomas. And all the very best. All right, so the other thing we do at this time of the morning, apart from giving you the review of the Gleaner, is to give you an idea of what some of the activities, events, fundraisers that members of the diaspora engage in. So funds are raised in the diaspora, but are spent, in a manner of speaking, right here in Jamaica. So that's another indication of the commitment of Jamaicans in the diaspora to play their part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. And of course, you know, passing christening picnic us. As we always say, if you think something is wrong with that, just remember what the flight attendants tell us before takeoff. In the event of an emergency, oxygen masks will drop. And please put on your mask first before assisting others. You get the picture, right? Violet White says she is in South Florida. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that at all. Welcome, Violet White in South Florida, and all the very best to you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for being a part of the experience. So let's just wrap these stories in today's Gleaner. And I think we're almost through. Lots of classifieds for days. A lot of those classified ads. Also making the news this morning in the Gleaner, electronic health records system launched at Maypen Hospital. Legal aid attorneys to get sign language training is another story. JN Foundation recognizes exceptional scholars, and there are accompanying pictures. The sports section of the Gleaner today. We will not be distracted, says Ricketts, president of the Jamaica Football Federation, JFF. Michael Ricketts is fuming after tomorrow's presidential election between himself and challenger Raymond Anderson was put on hold. Beach Soccer Jamaica, BSJ, went to the Supreme Court yesterday and obtained an injunction to postpone the election for at least another month. What a thing. Whisper is not a flash in the pan is another story in the sports section of the Gleaner. Wall saying local players will be given fair shot to make final cut. De Silva, Hodge, Sinclair cash in on final prep, and these are the West Indian cricketers who will be doing duties in a matter of days. MBU confident, new arrivals will push team into top 6. MBU gets green light for Mobe Sports Complex. Jackson on track today at GC Foster. I think they're referring there to Sharika. Yes, it's Sharika Jackson. Shaw credits Bolt for WSL success. And all Manning versus all Da Costa dash at Stadium East. Moore urges collective effort to clean up Savannah Lamar, and that Moore is Bertel Moore. Good infrastructure needed to better police areas in Hanover. That's another story. The usual cartoons and activity, mental activity and acuity practices, shading in and putting in letters and all of that, the usual. The entertainment section, a couple of our entertainers, and there's a rapper in there as well. Adventure and affordability at the heart of Rachel Myries Exploring JA. On the international scene, St. Vincent backs South Africa at ICJ against Israel. The St. Vincent and the Grenadines government says it unequivocally supports South Africa that has filed a complaint against Israel at the International Court of Justice while reiterating a demand for a ceasefire in the ongoing battle in the Gaza. Main political party in St. Martin wins election. News out of Guyana, man held after bullet successfully removed from throat of a 5-year-old child. Oh, goodness. And World Bank to help OECS promote technical skills among young people. And that will manifest in Jamaica, apparently, but launched on an international platform. Houthi rebels vow fierce retaliation after American and British strikes against them. Former dictator vanishes after being sentenced in killings of 15 political opponents. Winter storm pummels much of the northern United States. Spare a thought for those who have to endure it, such is the nature of the weather in some parts at certain times of the year, like now. The procurement pages are plenty, and you can read on for more. A couple of other messages coming in. Charlton Chance of the Dint Hill Technical High School Past Students Association Florida chapter says, good morning, Mr. Malcolm. Good morning, Charlton Chance. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. And Violet White is loving the broadcast, she tells us. Thank you very much, Violet White, and all the very best. Now to those events that we highlight with a view to increasing a greater level of awareness so that funds can be raised in support of projects right here in Jamaica. So we're going to look at some of these events now, and we're starting in Toronto, Canada. Good morning to Jamaica's Consul General at Toronto, Kurt Davis. So PSA Detect and Protect, a free PSA testing clinic. Today, visit the Jamaican Canadian Association for prostate-specific antigen PSA testing at no cost and get a free haircut at the same time. And this especially, we want to encourage the Jamaican males in the diaspora who are 40 years and older. I think that's the designation, 40 years and older. We want to encourage all of you listening to us to take advantage of this initiative, PSA, Detect and Protect, a free PSA testing clinic. Today, the 13th of January, 2024, visit the Jamaican Canadian Association for Prostate-Specific Antigen, PSA. That's what it stands for, Prostate-Specific Antigen. So visit the Jamaican Canadian Association for Prostate-Specific Antigen, PSA testing at no cost and get a free haircut at the same time. And this will happen from 10 o'clock this morning until 3 in the afternoon at the Jamaican Canadian Association, 995 Arrow Road in North York, Ontario, Canada. So those Jamaicans in the diaspora, those Jamaicans especially in Canada, more precisely Ontario, and specifically the Jamaican Canadian Association. This is very useful, and we're encouraged, those who are in that area, in that region, to take advantage of the opportunity. A Black man is diagnosed with prostate cancer every 13 seconds. 1 in 6 Black men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. Black men are 2 times as likely to die from prostate cancer than other populations. There's more after the break.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
15 minutes to 7 o'clock in the morning here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means It's 1:45 p.m. in Cape Town, South Africa.
The Gleaner Newspaper Iconic Award is one of the most prestigious awards presented to sports icons annually. Watch TVJ, TVJSN, and One Spot Media on Friday, January 19 at 8:30 p.m. to find out who will be the 11th recipient of this highly prized award. Brought to you by VM Group, J. Rand Nephew Limited, Wisinco Group, Jamaica Pegasus Hotel, Main Event Entertainment Group, FYI Consultancy, and the RJR Gleaner Communications Group.
Power 106 FM, the digital sound, now reaching you in more ways. Listen to us on 106.1 to 106.9 on the FM band. You can also listen to us on the Power 106 FM app, which you can download on the Google Play Store or the App Store. Plus, listen to us on onespotmedia.com and the One Spot Media app, or log on to go-jamaica.com. Power 106 FM, where all views can contend, giving you powerful talk radio in so many ways, on air and online.
The following are the nominees for the RJR Gleaner Sports Foundation Sportswoman of the Year 2023. Rochelle Clayton, Diamond League Final and World Championships bronze medalist in the 400-meter hurdles. Janelle Fowler, the top goal scorer and highest percentage shooter at the Netball World Cup in South Africa. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, the bronze medalist in the 100 meters at the World Championships and silver medalist in the 4x100 meters relay. Sharika Jackson, the gold medalist in the 200 meters with the second fastest time in history at the World Championships, silver medalist in both the 100 meters and the sprint relay at that event, and a double winner for the 100 and 200 meters at the Diamond League Final. Danielle Williams, who ran the second fastest time by a Jamaican in the 100-meter hurdles and copped the gold medal at the World Championships in Budapest. Tune in to TVJ, TVJSN, and One Spot Media on Friday, January 19 at 8:30 p.m. and discover